My friends, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back. Thanks for stopping in. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Wherever you're at and whatever you're doing, I hope that you are striving. I hope you're thriving. I hope you're loving yourself and loving the people you're with because that's what the Lord tells us to do. Guys, today we're talking about a movie from this year. It was directed by Miss Maggie Gyllenhaal. This is The Bride. Now, guys, before we get into The Bride and all this Frankenstein goodness, hit that like and subscribe button for me because this is not your typical Frankenstein story, guys. And by that I mean it explores a new iteration of The Bride of Frankenstein. And it's not The Bride of Frankenstein like Universal Pictures would have us believe, would show us, back in the day. This is a Bride of Frankenstein that, while she kind of has the same look, she's very, very different. She's not the scared, timid, afraid of her own shadow kind of monstrette that we got back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever it was that we got The Bride of Frankenstein. This isn't some, timid, resurrected woman. This is a woman she got herself into a situation, wound up getting herself killed, and instead of being brought back to life in the traditional, I guess, Frankenstein way, it was more of like a possession by Mary Shelley's ghost, which I thought was an interesting addition to it. I thought that was an interesting way to really kind of explore something new. Mary Shelley got reincarnated into the bride, and Jessie Buckley, she's the girl who portrays the bride, and Christian Bale plays Frankenstein. And in this universe, it's like people get resurrected and brought back, and they're just kind of normal people, in a way. That's the way it made me feel anyway. And so they're doing their thing, and he's loving her, she's loving him. But the thing is, we really see kind of the woman's plight, because that's what this movie's all about. Let's face it. Maggie Gyllenhaal directed it. It's about the bride. It's very much a woman empowerment film. And so instead of being the timid, shy, letting the men do all the work kind of thing, letting the men tell her what to do, she's very brash and extroverted, outgoing, but she's also the victim of circumstance. And I think Gyllenhaal explores that pretty good in this. But Jessie Buckley, she was the standout. Because let's face it, I personally think that Christian Bale is one of the greatest actors of my generation, of his generation. He's just super talented. Love the guy. I think that he's a fantastic actor. Everything he's in, he's good. Jessie Buckley acted circles around everyone in this film. She acted circles around Jake Gyllenhaal, Christian Bale. She was a force of nature. And I am sure that that is what Maggie Gyllenhaal was all about when she cast her, when she directed her. She was like, I want people to feel your presence on screen. And she was. When she would go into her diatribes, into her monologues, into these insane rants, it was phenomenal. Like, you could not take your eyes from the screen because of her presence in the scene, on the screen. You could not take your eyes away from it. Not once did I look, when she was on the screen, not once did I look down at my phone to see what time it was, to check messages, nothing. I was glued to her performance, and she was just phenomenal. Absolutely outstanding. I look forward to seeing her in other things with a solid director because she can bring the fire, guys. Even if you don't really care for the movie or the theme of the movie or anything like that, it is worth watching the movie simply to see her performance because it is that powerful. I normally don't praise a whole lot of performances. I'm normally like the movie itself, but this chick, Jessie Buckley, was impressive, to say the least. The special effects in this are really good. There's a few CGI scenes, mainly backgrounds, but the effects themselves, like Frankenstein's wounds and different things that happen to them, those are practical. They look amazing. The score is solid, guys. It's a very solid score. It's very atmospheric. it really draws you into scenes. It draws you into the film. The production design itself, the gothic kind of, I don't know, they mixed gothic and 1930s gangster. It was very, very appealing to the eye. It was very aesthetically pleasing, guys. So I enjoyed The Bride, if not necessarily for the story, because it was such a different take. It was such a kind of a, a shot in the dark, shot out to left field just to see what you could get. And I'm not down in the film. I think Maggie Gyllenhaal, I think she will wind up being a great director. I think that I'm not sure if this is her first film or if it was like labeled as her first film. But if this is her first film, I think she did very well with what she had. I think that she directed the hell out of Jessie Buckley. I think she brought out the best in her actors. She brought a real gravitas to the scenes. I think she did very well directing. And I look forward to seeing Maggie Gyllenhaal's other endeavors later on down the road. I'm sure they will be fantastic, especially if she has her brother involved or, her friends, her famous friends, that kind of thing. I think that she has the kind of pull to get an all-star cast, an ensemble cast. And so I look forward to seeing what she's going to do down the road. I really look forward to seeing what Jessie Buckley's going to do. But The Bride itself, it's worth watching at least once just to see a unique, interesting, original take on The Bride of Frankenstein. If nothing else, just for that and for the acting. But that's it, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Oh, you can find The Bride. I'm sorry, I almost forgot. You can find The Bride streaming over on HBOMAX right now. If you want to go check it out, guys, go right ahead and do that. But that's it. Thanks so much for hanging out, talking with me for just a little while, guys, about The Bride. Hit that like and subscribe button on the way out, my friends. And as always, I'm going to keep making them as long as you keep watching them. Peace out. God bless you, and I will see you soon.